Wih, suara masuk sial.
Bersatu kita warga UITM, kita bangsa perkasa, taat dan setia untuk negara, penuh semangat wajar. Kita jangan mudah terlupa pengorbanan perjuangan anak bangsa. Kita jangan mudah terleka kemajuan keamanan yang ada. Kita berterima kasih pada pemimpin-pemimpin negara. Kita rasa penuh bersyukur kerahmatan kemuliaan darinya. Kamilah pendukung pewaris bangsa, kamilah pejabat bangsa Malaysia, kamilah warga berwawasan untuk negaraku.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma innaka khallaqul azim, innaka sami'un alim, innaka ghafurur rahim, innaka rabbul arsyil azim, innakal barrul jawadul karim. Ya Allah, Engkaulah yang mempunyai segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kesyukuran, Engkaulah yang berhak memiliki segala pemerintahan. Kepadamu ya Allah kembali segala urusan. Allahumma ya Karim ya Rahim, cucurilah rahmat dan rahimmu ke atas majlis kami yang akan berlangsung sebentar sahaja lagi. Ya fa'alul lima yurid, kami juga memohon perlindungan daripadamu dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami, dan daripada segala perkara yang melalaikan kami dari berbuat taat kepadamu. Kepadamu juga kami serah segala urusan kami. Rabbana 'alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika nabna wa ilaikal masir. Rabbana innana sami'na munadiyan yunadi lil iman an aminu bi rabbikum fa amanna. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera dan salam UITM di hatiku. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada semua yang sudi hadir ke program kami iaitu Inspiring the Next Generation of Female Engineers anjuran IEM Student Section UITM Pulau Pinang. Saya Atirah Nazir selaku hos anda pada malam ini bersama dengan rakan-rakan saya Husna Zaki.
Hai.
Maisarah Nazri.
Hello.
Dan Diana Ilhami.
Hai.
Program yang dianjurkan ini adalah untuk memberikan pendedahan kepada mahasiswi kejuruteraan tentang situasi sebenar seorang jurutera wanita ketika bekerja dalam bidang ini. Betul tak Husna?
Betul. Selain daripada itu, program ini bertujuan untuk memberi dorongan kepada mahasiswi untuk lebih berani dalam menceburi industri ini. So, Diana, siapa speaker kita pada malam ini?
Bersama dengan kita ialah seorang wanita yang berkerjaya sebagai jurutera elektrik dan juga seorang TikToker yang aktif dalam sharing content berkaitan bidang kejuruteraan dan berkaitan women empowerment.
Pepatah Melayu mengatakan, tak kenal maka tak cinta. Jadi, tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, saya menjemput Puan Sabrina Hayas untuk berkongsikan serba sedikit tentang diri beliau. Dipersilakan.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Okay, nak perkenalkan diri.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, my name is Sabrina. So currently, like I was introduced earlier, saya bekerja sebagai electrical engineer dekat salah satu company dekat Sarawak. Yes, I'm a Sarawakian. And I study dekat Sarawak juga, so macam I'm not really familiar. Sorry if my BM slang is very Sarawak. And anyways, apa lagi nak introduce myself. I baru balik kerja actually 1 hour ago. Sekarang ni kind of tired. Sorry kalau I blabber about like random things about penat. Okay.
Sabrina kerja sebagai jurutera elektrik kan. Sebagai kalau tengok dalam CV Sabrina, Sabrina Technical Maintenance Engineer kan?
Betul.
So macam mana kerja dia sebenarnya? Dia on site je ke ataupun dia office ke?
Okay, so sebabkan I'm working at a plant, so mostly memang I dekat field, dekat site. Before ni I kerja dekat project pun dekat site juga, so macam susah nak tengok Sabrina dekat dalam office. So yeah, so my skin is a bit tan, so every day dekat bawah matahari and everything. So tapi I enjoy it. It's a really fun job.
Okay, Sabrina, saya ada terbaca satu news dari The Star yang mengatakan percentage female engineers dekat Malaysia 50%, tapi dekat negara Asia yang lain contohnya macam Brunei ada 45%, Vietnam 31%, Jepun dengan Korea hanya 5 hingga 10% sahaja yang menjadi female engineers. Kalau kita tengok macam dekat country, our own country, dah separuh kan, 50 untuk lelaki, 50 pula untuk perempuan, so 50-50 lah. Tapi still ada persepsi masyarakat kita yang selalu cakap wanita ni sebenarnya tak sesuai pun jadi engineer. Sebab macam mungkin mereka ni lack of technical skill lah apa. Lepas tu kalau jadi engineer pun cakap nanti wanita ni akan jadi kasar, tak ada sifat lemah lembut. So apa pendapat Sabrina tentang wanita yang jadi engineer? Sesuai ke tak sebenarnya?
Okay, sebenarnya sekarang ni tahun 2021. Soalan sesuai ke tidak perempuan jadi engineer tu macam dah outdated sangat-sangat sebab dengan teknologi advancement kita sekarang ni sepatutnya dah tak ada lagi gender stereotype, especially dalam bidang pekerjaan. So dari this one is not just based on my own experience sebab I tak nak jadi biased, so I did my research, I tengok videos, I ask around my seniors and everyone else sebab I nak tengok dari different perspective juga. So my answer would be engineering ni bukanlah I nak cakap good for young women ke good for women in general. It's good for anyone yang suka engineering. Okay, so honestly sekarang ni kalau nak tanya soalan yang very gender stereotypical, sebenarnya patutnya dah tak valid lagi pada tahun 2021 ni. So harap next year dah tak ada lah soalan ni. I'm a woman, should I join engineering? Tak, you just buat je, whatever you like, just buat je. So tapi nak jawapan juga kan? Okay, tadi soalan dia? Astaghfirullahaladzim.
Sesuai ke tak macam pendapat Serena, orang persepsi masyarakat sekarang kan still ada yang cakap padahal macam Serena cakap lah sesuai je, engineer dah 2021 kan. So apa pendapat Serena sendiri? Kalau tengok lah.
Okay, sebenarnya dia depends dengan yourself on kalau you rasa macam this is what I want, I'm very curious about this field, then you just join lah, you just ambil lah the course engineering. Tapi kalau you rasa you know yourself kan, you rasa macam I'm not very good with mathematics, I'm very poor in physics, I don't like chemistry, you know, then don't, sebab at the end of the day benda ni akan jadi your job probably sampai tua if you never change your career, profession and everything. So you kena make the right decision lah. Tak payah nak make decision based on gender stereotype. Tak payah macam orang cakap this engineering field tak elok lah untuk perempuan nanti, you know, macam recent controversy kan, nanti jadi macam tak lemah lembut and everything. So tak payah make your decision based on gender stereotype. That's all I'm saying. Make your decision based on what you want, what you love.
Betul. Okay, macam kalau saya dah tengok TikTok Sabrina yang Sabrina ada sekali tu yang ada macam klien kan, dia macam datang bagi drawing dekat Sabrina kan, tapi dia still nak senior engineer juga. So yang tu macam mana Sabrina handle dengan orang yang macam tu? Dia macam tapi last sekali senior engineer juga kan yang bagi dekat Sabrina.
Yes. So benda ni very common. Probably because I look super young. Dekat package orang macam selalu ingat Sabrina ni intern, tapi sebenarnya ada lagi orang kat bawah-bawah Sabrina actually. So bila terjadi situasi macam ni, kadang-kadang rasa macam nak ikut emosi, rasa macam nak je kan, macam kau tak tengok ni ada nama engineer lagi. Tapi disebabkan kita dalam professional setting, so kita pun kenalah behave in a professional manner. So bila ada orang act in a certain way yang buat kita rasa offended, for example macam that one kan, yang macam Atira cakap tadi, there's this one contractor, dia jumpa, dia cakap dia nak discuss drawing. So I was like, it's me, I'm the one who actually designed the drawing. Tapi dia macam tak percaya, dia macam okay, I nak jumpa your male engineer, which is true lah, my senior engineer. Dia sekarang dah jadi manager, so I dah jadi senior engineer. My manager, dia nak jumpa, dia nak bincang pasal drawing, tapi sebenarnya my manager tu tak tahu pun pasal design tu because it was my design. So bila my manager macam blur, like what kind of drawing? Oh, you referring to Sabrina's drawing. So you ask Sabrina lah, why you ask me? So macam after that the contractor macam, oh okay, she looks so young to be this designer. So masa tu dah rasa macam satisfied lah, macam ambil kau. you know. So sebenarnya it's better untuk kita kalau dalam situasi macam ni, it's better untuk kita macam tak payah nak match dia energy sebab kita professional setting kan, so kita pun act professional lah. Okay.
Betul. So yang tu je lah kan, macam kita kena act professional, macam tak payah kisahlah dia orang nak fikir apa kan.
Betul, I agree. I agree with you. Sabrina, I would like to touch on sexual harassment at workplace, especially in a male-dominated field like engineering. Sexual harassment was included under Employment Act 1955. Do you think sexual harassment still exists at workplace, and do you think it exists at your workplace?
Okay. So dekat mana-mana actually, do you want me to speak in English or like campur? Tak kisah kan?
Tak kisah, campur tak apa.
Alright, so anyway sebenarnya any workplace tak kisahlah
Campur,
whether
I don't mind.
whether you are in the engineering field or other field lah macam admin ke whatever, there will always be some type of harassment, tak kira lah sexual harassment ke, religious harassment, racism kan. So tapi because today our topic is about, you know, female engineers, and harassment yang paling common yang terjadi dekat us women adalah sexual harassment. It's very sad actually. Sebab macam dah tahun 2021, like I said, kenapa masih, you know, tak educated lagi, sebab benda ni semua you Google je dah tahu dah, okay benda ni salah kan. So yeah, it's a very sad topic to discuss, tapi it's true, it's happening around us as we speak. So sexual harassment, yes, very it exists at this very point as we speak kan. So I believe that dekat my workplace memang masih ada lagi sexual harassment every day on the daily. I dah witness benda ni. So for example lah, dulu masa I kerja project ni sebenarnya bila you kerja project, you can see people from different walks of life. So ada general worker, you know, pekerja buruh yang angkat kayu, yang cangkul tanah and everything. So I don't know what the reason is behind their behavior, tapi most of them maybe tak berapa educated lah dalam benda-benda macam ni kan. So they would always they orang tak tahu pun benda tu sexual harassment. So dia macam bagi kita cakap buat sexual remarks, you know, like cantiknya kaki, you know, macam kita pun dah start selesa kan. Or apa juga? Okay, wait. So first of all, you kena tahu macam mana nak identify types of sexual harassment. So salah satunya adalah yang paling common, which is they make sexual remarks, sexual jokes, you know, pasal it doesn't matter actually what gender you are. You are male ke, female ke, both genders boleh kena sexually harass. Tapi lebih common terjadi dekat female. So first of all, tadi cakap pasal sexual jokes. So sexual jokes ni contohnya macam macam mana? Contohnya macam okay, daripada kau pergi wait, it's okay, I don't know. I tak tahu nak cakap sexual jokes sebab I tak pernah buat sexual jokes. Oh my god, astaghfirullahaladzim. Okay, sexual remarks lah macam I cakap tadi, dia tegur pasal you punya body shape, sedangkan you pun rasa tak selesa, like you're a guy, kenapa you nak tegur my body shape? Astaghfirullahaladzim. Okay, and then lagi sharing of inappropriate images ke video ke kan, kadang-kadang dekat group WhatsApp pun dia macam share benda ni lah, tengoklah perempuan ni cantiknya, tengoklah dia ni macam ni, blah blah blah. Lagi satu, sending suggestive letters or suggestive notes. Macam kalau sekolah dulu kita cakap surat cinta lah kan, sebab masa sekolah semuanya everything is like surat cinta lah whatever. Tapi sebenarnya bila dah besar-besar ni, tak ada lagi dah, tak ada maknanya surat cinta. Everything is semua dah mature. So benda tu actually sexual harassment sebab dia buat kita rasa tak selesa and everything. Lagi satu, whistling. So benda ni pun common juga kalau like I said, kalau kerja project kat mana-mana lah sebab tak ramai perempuan kan. So diorang pun jarang-jarang tengok perempuan dekat side. Diorang akan whistle like shh, Assalamualaikum, something like that. So benda tu pun sexual harassment juga. Maybe dulu-dulu orang tak pernah ajar kita benda ni untuk macam it's not a very common topic sebab dia very sensitive issue kan. So orang tua kita pun macam tak ajar sangat yang kalau dia ni whistle ni sebenarnya has sexual harassment. Okay, you have to report to me ke apa macam tu. Tapi sekarang ni sebab kita dah tahu, okay, you have to know that reporting a sexual harassment act is a right. It's not privilege, it's a right. You can do it. So you boleh file a complaint dekat your employer kalau you ada you punya coworker sexually harass you in any way, you can file a complaint lah. So ni salah satu benda you perlu tahu sebab takkanlah you nak diam je because this is a right. Okay. So yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. Do you know that even in industrial court case last year, the court say even calling a girl sayang at work is also a form of sexual harassment. But apparently nowadays people just normalize it, calling a girl sayang and all. So you think to what extent sexual harassment can occur at workplace? Like what's the worst thing that can happen?
Okay. The worst thing when it comes to sexual harassment, of course, is the action, which is, I'm sorry if it triggers anybody, which is rape. It happened. Pernah ada case, you can always Google it. There are cases of women being raped at workplace. And ini salah satu like one of my biggest fears sebab when you work in a male-dominated field, kan, you are surrounded by men. So when you are a woman and a given population of women dekat my side lah personally, macam the ratio is kind of skewed. So lelaki maybe 80% of them dekat side tu, and perempuan hanya 20%. So kadang-kadang tu rasa macam takut-takut je nak stay dekat office seorang-seorang dengan 5 orang lelaki, rasa macam takut-takut kan. So what I can suggest is bila you rasa tak safe, bila you rasa tak selamat, it's better to go somewhere else, you know, somewhere more public, somewhere yang lebih ramai orang, you know, somewhere yang tak gelap. Okay, sebab you have to take care of yourself first. So tak payah fikir macam nanti hairanlah orang kenapa I nak lari dari tempat ni sedangkan kita tengah buat kerja. So tak payah, you don't have to mind apa yang orang akan fikir. You take care of yourself first, because you can never trust anyone. Walaupun you dah kerja dengan this person for like 5 years, for example, you tak tahu sebenarnya what kind of person they are. Okay, so my advice is always trust your instinct, trust your guts. Alright?
So that's your suggestion, right? On ways how we actually can avoid sexual harassment. Sabrina, do you think gender bias exists in a male-dominated field like engineering?
Sorry?
Hello?
Sabrina, I would like to ask something about TikTok content. Macam mana kan awak, macam mana Sabrina
Can you hear
boleh
me?
ada keberanian dan apa dorongan buat Sabrina bersuara tentang hak-hak wanita dekat TikTok tu, dekat social media.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Okay, so I'll answer Husna first. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Because
Actually never intended for my TikTok untuk jadi ke buat content pasal women empowerment and everything. Sebab when I first blew up, I think back in October last year, I just posted content pasal my work. And that's when I started to get a lot of, comments, degrading comments from, I don't know, anonymous TikTok users. But I assume they're men from the way that they type their comment, macam perempuan tak payah nak blah 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 and everything. So ever since that, I rasa macam wait, I don't think I'm the only person who's experiencing this. And that's when I started to post contents about my experience at the workplace as a female engineer, about the the backlashes that I face from the TikTok contents and everything. Okay, so and I believe that social media ni, it has changed the way that we communicate pasal women punya issue. Sebab before ni women, we are always silenced. Our voice is silenced. Kita tak ada platform untuk voice out our opinion, the things that we are being oppressed about. So we should applaud sebenarnya the fact that due to these technologies, especially TikTok, I feel like TikTok macam one of the most powerful social media platform out there. Sebab the content that you see is the things that you are interested in, actually interested in, bukan just benda yang macam Instagram kan. Instagram is very show off type of things. So I feel like TikTok is more raw. You can talk about offensive issues, sensitive issues, and things like that. And I like that about TikTok. So I feel like instead of me just posting content yang tak ada maksud, tak ada makna, which I always do, by the way, I want to use that platform to robust wave pasal awareness of feminism. Sebab I've always been a feminist ever since I realized that feminism exists, which was back in high school. So I wanted that ideology to be known. So sebab I rasa macam dekat Malaysia ni, it is still a taboo. Okay, the topic is still a taboo. Orang masih macam perempuan duduk kat dapur. Perempuan tak payah ni, nak payah tu, blah 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 blah. So if you have the chance, of course you do, by the way. I was once a nobody and then suddenly at 20k followers. Memang tak banyak, you can always post TikToks if you are passionate about women empowerment and things like that. Please use hashtags so that people can see your videos, so that you have the platform to voice out your opinion, because your opinion might differ from mine. So yeah, always use social media to the best extent.
And then macam ni kalau konten-konten you tu ada ke boleh boleh memberi kesan kepada you dengan kawan-kawan kerja you? Ke diorang tak ada TikTok?
I'm not sure, tapi rasanya diorang ada TikTok. But I'm very open about my TikTok actually. I don't mind if they can see my TikTok, even my male coworkers ke, or whatever, I don't mind. But they follow me on Instagram kan. Sometimes I post my TikTok on Instagram, so I think they know that I post those type of contents. Personally, I'm a very outspoken person, so I tak kisah kalau I want to call somebody out, I'll do that. So yeah, tapi so far they're okay. I guess tak ada cakap macam why did you post that content about me? Tak ada terasa kot.
Faham. Lepas tu kan, macam from your observation kan, you rasa kan through your punya content tu, apa yang boleh, macam apa yang you nampak bila you share content ni, apa impact pada masyarakat, pada generasi, the new generation, you rasa what kind of impact?
Okay, one of the great things about having a platform, even though it's not that big, is that I can provide a platform for other women. Sebab there are a lot of comments from other women yang diorang pun macam, I face the same things. Lepas tu diorang pun share diorang punya problem and diorang punya issues and everything. And sometimes they even reach out to me on Instagram and we talk about it and everything, we discuss about it. So I feel like maybe before ni ada perempuan yang tak tahu that they were oppressed, okay, at the workplace, that they are facing this issue at the workplace. Don't tak realize pun that was an issue, but maybe hopefully after they saw my content, they're like, that was wrong. Okay, now I know. So I really do hope benda ni, my content can ignite or educate women and men in some ways that this is wrong, this is right, do this, don't do this. Okay, so I hope that my content has that impact. I mean, my beneficial content, there are a lot of like thirst trap and whatever, so please ignore those type of contents. So yeah, I feel like my TikTok content, if it's good, then I hope that you can take the good from it, but if it's bad, just ignore it.
My question just now, Sabrina, do you think gender bias exists at a male-dominated field like engineering? Do you think men get promoted easier than women?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Sebab this is very true, by the way. I just faced this year, personally. Okay, so but I'm not going to talk about me. Let's talk about one of my coworkers. So this my coworker, she's a very smart lady, and she has been working at this company for 5 to 6 years, I think. So she deserved the manager position. Seriously, she deserved it, because if you ask her anything pasal our company, pasal the process of our plan, she can answer you just like that. But comes in another guy, male engineer. So he started work a little later than her. So macam dia tak berapa tahu sangat pasal plan ni compared to the woman lah. But they're both very competitive. Okay, so unfortunately, the top management semua lelaki. And I think it is bad for the image if salah satu daripada top management tu perempuan. So instead of hiring, macam promoting this my coworker, yang lady coworker tadi, dia promote the male coworker, even though actually semua orang tahu, it's a known fact that this lady is actually way better and it's more deserving of that position. So semua orang actually disagree sangat-sangat, including the guy, by the way, the person who got promoted as the manager. Dia rasa macam, I don't deserve this, tapi dia tak boleh nak tolak sebab no other person is nominated for that position, so we need a manager. But dia rasa macam dia tak layak, but dia terpaksa ambil juga position tu. So it is very obvious that there is an issue of gender bias And part of the reason is that, okay, people think that women lack technical skills. Orang rasa macam perempuan ni apa ni buat kerja admin, print barang, type surat, organize this one, organize this, blah 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 blah. Tapi kalau benda-benda macam technical, benda-benda macam nak tahu buat switching ke, nak nak write software, programming and everything, ni semua kerja lelaki. Lelaki je terror. Tapi sebenarnya benda ni adalah gender stereotype. It's not true at all. Your skill is not based on your gender. Duh. Your skill is based on yourself lah. Kalau you always educate yourself, you other ways to improve your skills. Doesn't matter you're a man or a woman. You deserve that position. You deserve the recognition.
Yeah, true. I agree with you. So actually, there is no equality in the male-dominated field like engineering.
Yeah, what we need is not equality. We need equity. Sebab kalau equality, perempuan sekarang kat bawah ni, okay? We punya level dalam this male dominated field, lelaki dah dekat sini dah. If you want equality, kita tambah 2, it is still at the same level. So we need equity. We should give more to the gender that is more oppressed, gender yang lebih bawah lagi, so that we can achieve equality. With equity, kita dapat achieve equality. So equity ni adalah salah satu daripada abstract yang susah untuk kita grasp. It's a very abstract concept lah, sebab what kind of approach yang kita boleh ambil untuk dapat equity. Benda ni we don't know yet, so we need studies. And I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, so equity ni kita hanya dapat capai maybe dalam puluh-puluh tahun lagi. So insyaAllah kalau masih hidup lagi masa tu, bolehlah nak nampak gender equity masa tu. So I don't know, because I'm still new in like this whole feminism thing. I masih muda lagi. Maybe kalau umur I dah 50, nanti I dah nampak banyak makan garam, orang tua cakap kan. So masa tu maybe kita pun dah tahu, okay, cara kita nak dapat equity is by doing this. Okay. So one of the ways, since we are still young, we can always educate ourselves. For the boys, please do this for your sisters, for your future daughters, for your mom. Okay, jangan sebab kalau tak adanya perempuan dekat dunia ni, there's a lot of things that can exist punya, okay? So do this for you as well, sebab kalau you reach gender equity, ada balance in the world.
Betul. Kalau ada sama tu kan, baru boleh naik yang perempuan juga. So soalan ni sensitif sikit pasal agama. Apa sebenarnya, what do you think that religion can affect the workplace or not? Macam for example kan, workers yang different religious biasanya dia orang akan cakap dia more ada poor experience lah dalam bekerja. Betul ke tak? Sebab macam ada kepercayaan dalam agama ni cakap boleh effect lah seseorang, experience seseorang atas kerja dia.
Okay, personally, in my experience, that's not true at all. Sebab I'm not sure, I cannot speak for other organisation, for other companies, tapi for the companies that I've worked at, memang tak ada masalah langsung. Macam previously, there's this big company that I used to work at. Of course, I'm surrounded by people from the same religion, Islam. So obviously tak ada masalah lah, because kita orang solat sama-sama and everything. Even ada shutdown, which is kita kerja shift 12 jam. Kita solat sama-sama, makan sama-sama. Kita memang jaga ikhtilat antara lelaki perempuan and everything. We know that. Okay, so tapi sekarang ni, since I'm working at a company and yang mostly non-Muslim, at first I thought, okay, this is going to be difficult. How am I going to pray? Where am I going to pray? Tapi mula-mula memang I rasa macam I nak solat pun kena sembunyi-sembunyi, kena cari tempat yang yang bersih, yang sembunyi-sembunyi, hanya I seorang je yang tahu. Sebab masa I first enter this company dulu, I was the only Muslim, so I tak tahu nak tanya siapa pun. Okay, tapi after a while I was like, kenapa I nak sembunyikan my religion? I should celebrate it. Sebab they're celebrating theirs. I tengok my Buddhist colleagues, dia siap ada tempat macam tempat semayang tu, I tak tahu apa nama dia, macam mini temple. Kalau you pernah tengok kat tepi jalan, selalu yang Buddhist, orang Cina dia akan semayang dekat tepi jalan tu, okay, yang ada apa entah. So I macam, okay, kalau dia boleh openly celebrate their religion, I can do that as well. So I talk to my colleagues, my co-workers, and I'm like, boleh tak sediakan satu tempat for me to pray, tempat yang bersih, tempat yang tertutup dan tak ada anjing. Sebab masa I kerja projek, banyak gila anjing dekat site. Siap dia orang bawa masuk office lagi. So kadang-kadang I rasa macam, astaghfirullahaladzim, macam mana nak solat, ada anjing. Okay, so I pelan-pelan lah cakap dengan dia orang kan, sebab dia, kita tak boleh bash someone yang tak menganut agama sama kita, sebab dia orang tak tahu pun pasal agama kita until we educate them. So I pun ada slow talk and I discuss and I cakap, in my religion anjing ni haram, so kalau I nak solat tempat tu mesti bersih dan tak ada kesan-kesan I liur anjing ke, and something like that kan. So diorang pun respect. So slowly diorang dah isolate lah, tak ada anjing lagi dekat dalam office, so anjing dekat luar je, something like that. And then slowly juga diorang tahu yang sebab some of them, okay, kalau Malaysian diorang tahulah yang pork tu haram untuk Muslim makan kan, tapi some of my colleagues diorang dari China, so diorang tak tahu sangat pasal benda ni. And I had to tell them sebab dia pernah offer, cakap, this one I have lunch for you, and I was like, may I know what this is? And then dia cakap lah, this is something lah, okay. And then I was like, I'm sorry, my religion, blah 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 blah. And after that diorang tak pernah offer langsung apa-apa makanan yang diorang masak, sebab walaupun I tak bagi tahu yang actually kita orang tak boleh campur pakai you punya utensil kalau you masak kan, tapi I think diorang did their own research. So that's a good thing sebenarnya. Instead of like bashing them, kau tak tahu ke ni haram in my religion, you boleh je cakap baik-baik kan. So that's what I did and it helped. Result dia sekarang ni is that I can just keluar je. Kalau pukul 1, keluar je pergi solat. Pukul 4 asar, keluar je pergi solat. Diorang tak kisah sebab they know, since they're educated about it already.
Okay, betul. So macam kita jadi macam dalam situasi tu kita tak jadi awkward lah, sebab dia orang dah macam educated kan, dia orang dah tahu, so dia orang respect semua. Okay, so macam Sabrina cakap sendiri kan, ni kita balik kepada pengenalan Sabrina. Kan Sabrina cakap kalau macam kita nak ambil engineering ni macam kena ikut minat kan. So memang Sabrina minat dari kecil ke macam mana? Dari sekolah lagi ke?
Okay, good question. Sebenarnya engineering field ni, kalau kita masih kecil-kecil dulu, we don't know what this is about. Orang je cakap lah, dah besar nanti kau kena jadi engineer tau. Tapi sebenarnya we don't even know what engineers do. Kalau you compare, kalau you tanya budak kecil, do you know apa doktor buat? Diorang tahu kan? Okay, doktor treat patient, doktor macam dentist cabut gigi. Kalau you ask budak kecil, you tahu tak cikgu buat apa? Diorang tahu nak jawab, cikgu ajar student and blah blah blah. Tapi cuba you tanya budak kecil, you tahu tak apa chemical engineer buat? Ada macam, what are you talking about? So, one of the ways that I learned to love engineering is that I ask actual engineers like, what do you do for your work? Okay, apa sebenarnya your kerja ni? So in my family, I have my brother and my sister. they're both engineers. So masa kecil-kecil dulu, sebab our age gap is kind of big, so masa kecil-kecil I always ask them, is this your job? Sebab dulu I selalu tengok my brother dia buka AutoCAD, and I'm like, wow, that is so interesting. Sebenarnya ni apa? Walaupun tak faham kan, tanya je lah. And then it looks so interesting and I was super curious about it. Start dari situ I macam dah ada minat, sebab I rasa macam I want to do this someday. Okay, sebab you ada example of ada pendedahan lah. So it's very important kalau you nak educate your younger generation, we have to dedahkan diorang with what engineering is all about. Sebab I'm sure they don't know anything about engineering. It's a very popular field. People always say that dah besar jadi engineer, tapi they never tell us what do engineers do. So insyaAllah one day when you dah jadi engineer semua, dah graduate, dah ada kerja, jangan lupa pergi jumpa your anak-anak buah and cakap, okay, ni kerja nanti, okay, dah besar nanti kalau nak jadi engineer, ni lah you buat. Okay, so you can ignite the passion in little kids, sebab little kids ni curious. So yeah.
Nak tanya untuk macam lepas you grad tu you terus dapat kerja macam tu. Nak tahu you punya journey after study. Can I know?
So okay, boleh. So after I study, I think for about 2 months I cari kerja memang tak jumpa langsung, tapi alhamdulillah lepas tu I dapat offer at this one company and it was a project lah. Like I said, yeah, the same project. So I kerja dekat project tu for few years, and then so I dah pindah, I tak nak project lagi. Project ni astaghfirullahalazim memang tiring lah. So sekarang ni I jadi maintenance engineer. Tapi I know that sekarang ni pandemic, sangat susah untuk semua orang ada the same journey as me, sebab I tak lama jadi penganggur 2 bulan je. So I hope that benda ni takkan meruntuhkan semangat lah, okay? Belajar rajin-rajin, insyaAllah lepas ni dah tak ada lagi pandemik, senang je nak dapat kerja. I'll pray for you.
Macam mana kan biasa kalau macam kita nak pergi interview kan, mestilah kita macam berdebar mula-mula. So Sabrina ada tips tak nak control nervous semua tu? Kan nak dapat offer dari job yang kita nak tapi kita nervous nak pergi interview.
Nervous ni of course lah very common. I pun rasa nervous juga kadang-kadang, tapi lepas I dah kerja, I become the interviewer, baru I tahu sebenarnya if you're nervous, we can tell. Tapi kita orang macam tak kisah pun actually. We know you're nervous and that's why you answer the question wrong or whatever kan. Tapi one thing you have to know pasal if you become the interviewee, the interviewer ni pun sebenarnya kena interview oleh the interviewee. Faham tak? As future employee ni pun sebenarnya tengah interview future employer. Sebab masa you interview kan, you macam tengok lah, I nak ke kerja dekat company ni, baik ke this boss, baik ke this person kan. Sebenarnya you as interviewee pun tengah interview you punya employer. So sebenarnya kalau you punya employer ni tak nervous, kenapa you as the future employee nak kena nervous? Sebab interview ni dia goes both ways. You interview each other actually in a simple manner lah. So one thing you have to know, your employee tak nervous, so you tak payah nervous langsung. Just think of it that way. I know it's difficult, but please try.
Dulu waktu you zaman study, you join program juga? You join D club and E club waktu you student?
So when I was a student, I was super active lah. So I banyak join clubs and everything. I know that masa kita dekat university, our schedule super packed kan, macam banyak kelas ni lah, banyak assignment lah. So kita rasa macam tak ada masa nak join club. But sebenarnya when you join club ni, masa you tulis you punya CV nanti, it's gonna look super nice. So honestly, kalau masih sempat, masih macam first year ke second year ke, please join so many clubs, competition ke apa semua, so that your CV will look super nice. And if you can get any macam jawatan in a specific club, macam president of IEM ke or something kan, benda tu actually reflect that you are a leader. So bila dah kerja nanti, dia orang pun macam, oh, dia ni pernah ada pengalaman jadi leader. So kita letaklah dia untuk lead this project, something like that. Sebab as fresh graduate, kita tu kan tak ada pengalaman kerja. So they only can evaluate what kind of person you are, what kind of employee you're gonna be daripada you punya clubs and competition yang you join masa dekat universiti.
Betul, nanti dekat yang kita dah join tu boleh letak kat CV. Lepas tu kalau minta kerja nanti employer akan tengok lah kan semua tu.
Yes.
So nak tanya pasal bribe sebenarnya. Biasa dekat engineer kan selalu dikaitkan bribery. So benda tu still memang nampak macam terus. Macam apa opinion Sabrina tentang benda yang rasuah semua tu?
Okay.
Dia depends on diri masing-masing.
Yes, okay. First of all, please disclaimer, kalau ada someone nak bagi you gift and someone tu dia tak kerja at your organisation, please do not accept it sebab it's against the law. Okay, so any company, sebab I think since tahun berapa entah diorang dah implement this law, kalau someone from outside the company is giving you gift, personal gift, bukan gift dari company to company, benda tu adalah salah dari sisi undang-undang. So please, any kind of gift, okay, walaupun dia bagi just sekecil satu bungkus buah limau ke masa CNY, tak boleh accept. Okay, you can only accept kalau dia bagi from their company, bagi your company. Okay, so my opinion on that is that I pernah terkena dalam situasi ni. So one of my contractors, I think dia macam dia nak menang this project at our company lah. So dia bagi I duit hari raya. So I didn't know because I was absent at the time. So my technician was like, ada duit hari raya, ada ampau hari raya on your desk. So when I returned to work lepas hari raya, I saw it was a very thick envelope. And I was like, banyaknya duit hari raya. So I opened it. And dalam tu macam astaghfirullahalazim, alhamdulillah jugalah, macam banyak duit kertas warna purple. But then I realized that, of course, instantly I realized that, oh, this is not right. Okay, so I contacted the contractor. Okay, you still have to be professional, okay? Janganlah best je, kau nak rasuah aku ke? Tak boleh. Okay. So you have to be professional. You're like, sorry, I cannot accept this gift. This is a very thoughtful gift. But maybe you can channel it to some other macam pergi sedekah ke, pergi rumah anak yatim ke, kan? Better, it's so much better daripada you give it to me and something like that. So I return the money. So yeah, that happened.
Memang perkara ni macam rasuah banyak lah, macam selalu berlaku juga.
Yes, it's very, very common. Sebenarnya kalau you ask, rasanya dalam 10 orang you ask, maybe 8 orang pernah cakap dia pernah kena rasuah dekat tempat kerja. It depends lah. Kalau dia orang jujur, they will not accept it. Selalunya kalau kita dalam Islam, rasuah ni haram. Okay, so if you're Muslim, please do not accept bribery.
So, apa advice untuk student? Sabrina boleh bagi, bukan student lah, macam future engineer, jangan ambil bribes tu. Apa yang boleh saya?
Honesty is virtue.
Even
That
if
is my Sorry?
Even if the subcontractor insists, dia cakap, oh ni duit raya, or it's okay. It's not a bribery.
Yeah. Jangan percaya. It's a bribe. that nobody is gonna give you thousands of ringgit as duit raya. You know what I mean? Ada soalan from Izwan, I think. Can I ask your opinion regarding whistleblowing?
Oh, can I whistleblowing?
Whistleblowing? You mean the cat
Catcall.
call? My opinion is that on behalf of all women, we hate it so much.
That's true.
We hate it. Please don't do that. It's not attractive at all. I'm sure Izwan is much smarter. So
So yeah.
For girls,
Sorry, Diana.
Dari pengalaman Sabrina, apa faedah yang perempuan dapat bila dia join dalam engineering ni?
okay. Faedah dia bukan saja untuk perempuan, untuk lelaki juga. Of course, one of the I think one of the main reason kita join engineering is because of the high paying salary kan. Tapi actually when you first started, it's never going to be that much gaji. Your gaji hanya akan slowly increase with your experience. So I'm not just saying that this is only for women. So I know that kalau macam dekat US, gender gap, salary gap is very real. Tapi dekat Malaysia, I'm not so sure. I don't think that exists actually. Pasal gap in salary when it comes to gender lah. Macam women are paid much lower than men and everything. It's a real thing in the US. It doesn't exist in Malaysia. I hope, not that I know of. So back to the question. One of the best reason to join engineering is the high paying salary with experience, of course. Another thing is apa benefit dia is that you can go, you can be the pioneer of new technology. So you have the opportunity dalam bidang engineering, you ada opportunity untuk create new technology. When it comes to technology advancement, it's expected of engineers to perform this advancement of technology. So kalau for example lah, you are a teacher kan, they don't expect you to to reka this one machine, for example, yang boleh hitung berapa banyak rambut dekat kepala lah, for example kan. Tapi when it comes to engineers, they actually expect you to create something that is mind-blowing, something that is out of this world. So you are expected of greater things. So macam the weight of the world's technology is on your shoulder, and that is something to be proud of, actually. So yeah, if you're somebody yang suka macam suka technology, suka advancement, suka macam people expect greater things of you, then that is one of the benefits that you can get from being in the engineering field. Okay.
Faham. And then I want to ask you something. It's quite personal, but macam kalau status tu effect ke? Contohnya macam kita dah berkahwin dengan tak berkahwin tu. Maknanya kadang-kadang sebelum dia interview dia akan tanya, awak dah kahwin ke belum kalau perempuan? Dia effect ke benda tu?
Okay. So it's also one of the gender stereotype lah. Sebab from what I observe and ask around, women lebih kerap kena tanya this question compared to men. Sebab but we also understand it from the employer's point of view lah kan. Sebab once kita, macam kalau perempuan dia kerja dekat site and everything, one day dia dah kahwin, dia pregnant kan, it's bad for the pregnancy and everything. So kita faham juga why they ask that to women, mostly women. Okay, so I can say that your marital status does affect your employment actually. So most companies they prefer single women lah. Dia akan selalu tanya kalau single women, dia tanya kan, okay, are you married? No. So when are you planning to get married? Please do not see that question as something personal, something that is offensive. Sebab dia orang tanya, dia orang nak tahu whether macam contohlah you gonna get married lusa lah for example, then it is expected of you maybe sebulan akan datang tiba-tiba pregnant. Maybe kacau dia orang punya company pergerakan lah, you know. So tiba-tiba 9 months akan datang, you kena cuti and everything. So yeah, it does affect. Tapi jangan risau. Tak semua company risau pasal benda tu. So yeah, I mean it's natural. It's a natural thing to get married, to be pregnant and
So
everything.
boleh kahwin awal.
Boleh. Salah.
And then kan you tadi cakap you selalu interview orang kan. So any tips untuk jadi yang akan di-interview?
Okay. Tips. So
Prepare.
okay. So first of all, as fresh graduate, you have to focus more on presenting yourself. Jangan risau pasal technical questions sebab when they interview you as fresh graduate, they know that you are a fresh graduate. So they're not going to ask you technical questions because they want the correct answer. Kalau diorang tanya technical question lah, for example kan, sebenarnya diorang nak tengok macam mana creative you punya thinking skill. Diorang tak nak tahu pun jawapan ni betul ke salah ke. And I can vouch for this sebab selalu masa interview, every company diorang ada guideline lah. Soalan apa yang kena tanya. For example, untuk level manager, okay, soalan jenis macam ni. Level fresh graduate, soalan jenis macam ni. Okay, so soalan dia differ from your level lah. Okay, so kalau level ni soalan macam ni, macam ni. So untuk fresh graduate mostly apa yang employer nak evaluate is you punya pembawaan diri. Okay, so yang paling penting adalah you have to always be humble. Kalau you tak tahu, cakap je tak tahu. Okay, maksudnya kena humble lah, janganlah macam overconfident macam I'm the best, you know. Please elakkan benda tu. Sebab interviewer ni dia pun manusia juga. So dia evaluate pun macam manusia ke manusia lah kan. So dia macam tengok bencinya aku dengan orang ni, tak nak lah ya dia. So you have to pandai bawa diri. Alright. Itu paling utama. Tak payah risau pasal technical.
Macam mana sebenarnya kalau kita sebagai girls kan nak prepare nak masuk dunia engineering female, how do girls like us want to prepare ourselves mentally and physically maybe in our engineering?
Okay, so it is known fact lah yang physically lelaki lebih kuat daripada wanita, so kudrat wanita ni ada kurang sikit. So one of the ways that I personally do lah kan, sometimes I'm not a very energetic person, I tak suka sports and everything, tapi I suka jalan-jalan. So I suka jalan-jalan, I suka keluar rumah jalan-jalan kan, because I want to boost my stamina. Sebab once you kerja on site, especially when it comes to engineering field, you akan banyak jalan-jalan dekat site yang besar ni, bawah matahari terik panas lagi. So you have to prepare yourself, prepare your stamina. Okay, and satu lagi, bila you kerja dekat plant, it's a very hazardous punya place. So anytime, any emergency terjadi, if your stamina is like super low, macam you dah 10 tahun dah tak berlari, kan bahaya in case ada fire ke, ada letupan. So yeah, what I can say that you have to prepare yourself physically. Kalau yang dah lama tak bersukan tu, pandai-pandai lah. sihatkan diri, you know, involve yourself in like paling kurang pun pergilah berjalan-jalan dekat luar rumah. Janganlah duduk dekat depan telefon main TikTok saja. Okay, that is one of the things. Okay, lagi yang kedua, you have to remind yourself always, yang ni ada post TikTok, to never take things personally. Okay, so apa-apa yang terjadi dekat tempat kerja, actually it's never about you. Kalau tiba-tiba your boss pergi marah-marah lah or whatever, apalah kerja ni, blah 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 blah, you have to know that dia pun ada dia punya personal life. So maybe dekat rumah dia gaduh dengan isteri ke kan, gaduh dengan anak ke. So secara tak sengaja dia punya emosi tu tadi dia bawa pergi tempat kerja. So turns out it's not about you at all. So tak payah nak rasa macam he hates me, oh no, I'm done, I'm quitting. So tak payah nak rasa macam tu. It's never about you, I can assure you about that. So ni ada dua benda, physically dengan mentally.
Memang kena macam tak perlu ambil tahulah, bukanlah macam tak kisahlah kan. Padahal dia ada personal life dia orang juga. Ni ada soalan dia tanya, kalau based on Sabrina punya experience lah kan, wanita ni mampu ke tak bagi persaingan yang lagi tinggi dekat dunia kejuruteraan?
Of course. Okay, sekarang ni apa yang lelaki boleh buat, wanita pun boleh buat sebenarnya. It all depends on your mentality lah. Kalau you rasa you boleh buat, you boleh buat. Tapi kalau you rasa macam you tak boleh buat, of course lah you tak boleh buat. It all depends on your confidence juga. So I bagi satu contoh, masa before diorang hire one of my co-workers, dia perempuan lah, dia dah kahwin. So dia tanyalah, okay, this job actually requires you to stay back sampai pukul 12 pagi and everything. 12:30 malam. Mampu ke you buat ni? You ada family, you ada anak. So dia pun dia try lah convince, like, of course I can do it sebab dekat rumah I ada maid, I ada blah blah blah, blah kan. Dia try to prove the management wrong lah. Macam selalunya kalau yang kerja shift ni, kerja malam-malam ni, selalunya diorang tak nak ambil perempuan, okay? Because of that very reason. And another reason is sebab safety lah. Sebab tak nak kalau malam-malam perempuan sorang-sorang ke dengan a group of guys kan, benda tu macam tak boleh mencetuskan sexual harassment, okay? Or linking back to sexual harassment juga. So what I can say is that my co-workers is very yang lady co-worker tu, dia very confident that dia boleh buat kerja tu sama macam lelaki, tutup mata, tak ada gender, and now dia dah excel sangat-sangat, dia jadi supervisor dah. Dia dah jadi leader kepada semua yang lelaki dekat bawah-bawah tu. Okay, so what I can say is that it all stems from your confidence, and if you believe in yourself, you can do it. I know it's very cringy and not very corny, tapi it's true.
Betul. So macam kan tadi macam Sabrina cakap yang perempuan pun memang boleh persaingan yang tinggi kan dalam dunia kejuruteraan. Tapi apa yang macam patut wanita ni untuk buat jadi lebih kompetitif lah, nak compare dengan lelaki kan. Macam nanti dia bagi alasan macam Sabrina cakap lah tadi, yang kerja lewat malam, safety tu memanglah betul kan. So macam mana nak buatkan wanita tu lagi more kompetitif dalam bidang kejuruteraan ni?
Okay, salah satu caranya adalah, like I said, you have to believe in yourself. And yang kedua, takkanlah you macam melulu je cakap, I can do this, tapi tak educate yourself. So after all, it also stems from your knowledge, from your pengetahuan dalam bidang tu. So for example lah, you don't know, macam for example for me lah kan, mula-mula dulu I tak tahu macam mana nak buat pengiraan untuk buat satu electrical system ni. Tapi instead of just tinggalkan myself at the tak tahu stage, I try to buka YouTube, tengok tutorial macam mana sebenarnya nak buat pengiraan ni supaya I boleh catch up dengan my senior engineer who's a male. So so instead of just bobot tak tahu, okay, I try to improve myself. So in order to be more competitive in the field, you have to educate yourself juga lah.
Maknanya lepas degree tu kita belum totally ingat apa yang kita belajar. Maknanya kita kena keep
For,
belajar.
Yes. Sebab you have to know, lepas you dah graduate, whatever you learn in the university is actually ABC dalam bidang pekerjaan. Super ABC. Okay? So jangan terkejut macam masuk dalam pekerjaan one day and you're like, oh my god, what is this? I never learned any of these. So yeah.
For future engineers like us, what should we do kerja nanti?
Sorry?
Diana boleh ulang soalan? Tadi lag sikit.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. For future engineers like us, what should we do to be more competitive waktu kita dah kerja nanti?
Okay, like I said tadi, you have to always try to improve yourself. So kalau you rasa tak tahu, terus do your research. Jangan macam put it off. Jangan macam nantilah, esok lah, lusa lah. Sampai bila-bila pun you takkan try to improve yourself. So it's very important that sekarang ni we are lucky because we have our phone, we have Google and everything kan. So you can always Google it. It's just at the tip of your finger. So macam kalau you actually dalam dunia 2021 ni, tak tahu should not even exist. No, I don't know. It should not exist in your dictionary because they're everywhere on the internet. So to be more competitive, you have to always try to improve yourself.
Macam Sabrina cakap tadi, kalau kita kena still belajar walaupun tengah bekerja kan. So maksudnya masa kita tengah belajar sekarang, berapa persen je yang masuk, bukan yang betul-betul guna dalam bidang pekerjaan, ataupun memang tak ada langsung, kita kena start new balik?
Okay, personally I tak boleh cakap pasal other field, tapi for electrical, I feel like benda yang paling common I use is only P equals IV. That's it. Selain tu yang I belajar equation panjang yang every semester macam ada 10 assignment pun tak pernah masuk pun dalam alam pekerjaan actually. So I can only speak for myself like I said, tapi I tak sure pasal macam maybe if you're doing chemical engineering, civil engineering ke mechanical ke, I tak sure, okay? I cannot speak for other fields. But I can say for my field it's like macam 2%. So it's sebenarnya whatever you learn dekat university ni, I pun tak tahu apa tujuan dia. Astaghfirullahalazim. Yang penting you kena tahu basic. Sebab basic ni yang akan bawa you, akan guide you dekat dalam pekerjaan nanti. Sebab the only thing that I use from apa yang I study dekat university dulu adalah the basic. Like I said, P equals IV. Kalau you belajar electrical, you tahu P equals IV tu apa.
Sabrina, what is your vision and hope toward female engineer Malaysia and worldwide? Macam mana, apa yang you harapkan untuk kita orang punya vision, apa yang you punya vision dengan harapan kepada kita orang untuk jadi lepas ni? Lepas for next generation lah.
Okay, so I hope insyaAllah one day kita boleh dapatkan equity, especially in top management, sebab sekarang ni kalau you pergi examine every company, it's always dominated by men dekat top management. Kalau you tengok CEO pun lelaki, COO pun lelaki kan. InsyaAllah one day boleh ada wanita yang lead the company lah. Sebab maybe ada banyak lagi isu yang kalau kita ada female leader dekat satu company ni, kalau kita ada female leader, isu yang selalu kena face oleh female engineer or female workers dapat dibendung. Okay, sebab as male, diorang maybe tak tahu apa isu perempuan dekat tempat kerja. So insyaAllah one day I hope in the future boleh lagi ada ramai female manager, female leaders. Me.
Amin.
Okay, so sekarang kita boleh buka soalan kepada penonton dekat YouTube Mungkin ada diorang nak tanya soalan apa-apa. Okey, daripada Afika Syahira, dari pandangan anda, apakah yang perlu dilakukan oleh para wanita untuk menjadi lebih kompetitif? Oh, tadi dalam sektor kejuruteraan.
Oh, yang ni dah jawab tadi.
Dah jawab tadi.
Maybe ada soalan lain?
Oh, daripada Afika Syahira juga, dia tanya, boleh tak Sabrina bagi tahu projek yang pernah Sabrina involve, yang paling mencabar setakat Sabrina bekerja sekarang?
Paling mencabar, kena fikir sikit. Okay, salah satu dia adalah masa kita orang nak buat, nak siapkan di substation. So substation ni dalam BM dia apa tak tahu apa dalam BM. Substation ni tempat yang you generate electricity lah. So I pernah involved dalam project untuk buat substation, and dia 275 kilovolt, so it's very like high voltage punya substation, and it's very very dangerous. So everything you do, you kena be super cautious. Dia punya kabel, kalau you tahu, kalau kat rumah kan kita punya kabel phone macam besar-besar ni je. Tapi when it comes to 275 kilovolt ni, punya kabel macam 10 orang berdiri, macam besar. So yang tu I rasa macam paling mencabar sebab I tak tahu lah, it affects me mentally juga, sebab every time I want to walk into that substation, I always feel like, is this how I'm gonna die? Sebab dia boleh macam meletup at any time. So it does affect me mentally juga. Lagipun at that very high voltage, dia punya transformer, sorry kalau my term is very electric, I tak tahu nak cakap macam mana lagi. Dia punya kalau high voltage punya transformer, bunyi dia memang bising. So you boleh dengar bunyi macam bunyi elektrik, macam zzz, zzz, bunyi macam tu, and it's very scary.
Berapa lama projek tu Sabrina involve? Lama ke nak siapkan?
Lama juga, dalam 3 tahun macam tu lah. Dia semua teknologi dari China. So masa kita orang procurement, masa beli semua transformer apa semua tu, banyaklah travel pergi China, pergi Italy and everything.
Okay, ada soalan. So mesti best lah sebab kita boleh pergi travel kan. Juga kadang-kadang sambil buat kerja.
Okay. Since we're on the topic of like this one, sebelum I jawab this soalan, my suggestion, kalau you dah graduate nanti, please cari kerja project, okay? So sebab kerja project ni, you boleh dapat experience yang macam-macam. Sebab dalam project ni, dia selalunya experience dia dari bawah lagi, dari design, dari you design you punya sistem, lepas tu you pergi beli, which is the engineering stage, you pergi beli dia punya transformer. Like I said, I tak tahu macam barang dalam field lain, I tahu barang electrical saja. So you boleh pergi beli, like I said, travelling kan. Lepas tu you boleh install benda tu, you boleh tengok dia dari ground up. Okay, dari tak ada apa-apa sampai jadi satu building yang full of a lot of electrical things, like a lot of switchboards and everything. Lepas tu you boleh maintain lagi. So project ni dia punya experience bukan calang-calang. Okay, so kalau one day insyaAllah you nak jadi professional engineer, that is one of my tips lah. Kalau you nak dapat title IR tu depan your name, I suggest you should join company yang buat project.
Okay, soalan dari Taufik Irsyad. Mr. Sabrina, I have a question to ask. Can you share your thought about what we have to do if we want to be successful engineer? Which one is important between experience and knowledge? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Taufik. Honestly, it's mixture of both lah. Sebab kalau you ada experience yang banyak pun 10 tahun tapi you never improvise yourself in terms of knowledge pun tak penting juga. Tapi sebenarnya once you have experience, your knowledge pun bertambah. So it's never experience or knowledge because with experience, your knowledge will always increase. So I would say of course it's experience lah sebab lagi lama kan, lagi banyak makan garam orang tua cakap. So yeah. And what can we do? What do we have to do to be a successful engineer? Okay, so honestly, apa tak tahu lah macam mana nak jawab soalan ni. Sekejap, let me think. Okay, sebab dia depend dengan you punya kerja actually. Sometimes when you work at a consultant firm, which is you banyak buat design lah, banyak duduk depan PC, just facing you punya AutoCAD, you banyak jumpa authorities, jumpa like macam electrical, kita orang jumpa bomba, jumpa in Sarawak, kita jumpa Sarawak Energy and everything. So kalau dekat Semenanjung you jumpa TNB kan. Okay, so dari situ you boleh jadi successful juga dalam bidang law lah kiranya, macam dalam bidang, for me dalam bidang electrical law. Kalau orang tanya je, kau rasa rumah ni perlu ada bomba switch ke? Macam tu kan. So if I work at a consultant firm, I know lah, tak payahlah rumah ni kecil je kot, tak payah pun ada bomba switch lah for example. So dia depends dengan dekat mana you kerja. But my suggestion is, kalau you nak start as a fresh graduate, you want to become a successful engineer one day. And by successful, I don't know lah, because it's very general kan. You define yourself dulu lah, successful ni apa. For me, successful ni bila one day ada IR title. So for me, kalau I nak jadi successful engineer, I akan kerja project sebab I banyak experience. Memang mental you akan tertekan sangat sebab banyak kerja, tapi at the end of the day, your hard work akan pay off.
Okay, kalau macam kan biasa tadi experience kan, based on experience macam Ikan akan cakap. So kalau kita ada experience tapi CGPA kita macam rendah sikit, employer still pandang kita ataupun tak? Ke dia memang based on experience ke kena maintain balance sama?
Okay, as a fresh graduate ke?
Yes.
Okay, as fresh graduate, my suggestion is that masa korang hantar CV or resume, if your result is CGPA is not satisfactory to you, like because it depends lah. Sometimes ada orang dia dah bangga dah kalau dapat 2.7 ke for example, dapat 3 pun dah bangga dah. Tapi ada orang lain dia macam kalau aku tak dapat 3.75, tak, ni result buruk ni. Okay, so it depends on yourself lah. Kalau you rasa your result is satisfactory to you, then you include it in your CV or resume. Kalau you rasa otherwise, then jangan include. Sebab it's not a rule for you to include your CGPA dekat dalam CV and resume. Okay, tapi sebab mostly kan macam employer, dia orang tak tengok pun your CGPA. Kalau dia rasa nak hire you, kalau dia lembut hati, tengok you punya CV macam okay lah, I'll put it in the pile, I'll call for interview, something like that. Sebab kita orang tak tengok you punya CGPA. Tapi I tak sure for big companies macam Petronas macam tu, I tak sure.
So dia tak ada macam kalau CGPA rendah terus you tak boleh jadi engineer. Tak ada lah.
It's no such thing.
Okay, next question is from Afina. Mrs. Sabrina, my question is how I can prepare myself as a future engineer before entering the industry. No.
Oh, okay. So Afina, thank you for the question. Macam mana nak prepare yourself? For me personally, always think of yourself as somebody yang tak tahu apa-apa. Instead of thinking of yourself as somebody yang tahu semua benda. Sebab when you tak tahu apa-apa, you ask a lot of questions. So you have to prepare yourself as a fresh graduate. You have to prepare untuk make mistakes. Sebab from the mistakes, you can learn to be better. Ni betul ni tak corny ni, okay? Ni from my experience sendiri. Kalau I make the mistake, I know I will never repeat it. Sebab I pernah dalam my career journey, I banyak buat mistake. So after that, I tak pernah lagi buat mistake tu. So when my main answer is that you have to be prepared to make mistakes, okay?
Kalau buat salah pun macam lain kali jangan ulang balik lah kan. Salah tu belajar daripada kesilapan.
Yes, correct.
Okay, ada soalan lagi? Okay, dari apa saya nak cakap?
Yang paling saya takut kan, perempuan kan kind of crying baby kan, cepat sangat nak nangis kalau kena marah ke. Macam mana nak jadi kuat mentally? Physically tu boleh tau, boleh jogging semua-semua tu, maknanya kita exercise tu, tapi macam ni untuk mentally tu? Macam mana nak jadi kuat, tak nak nangis, kena maki ke?
Yeah. Okay. Personally, I pun macam kuat emosi jugalah, cry baby jugalah kan. But based on advices from my seniors, you know, diorang selalu nasihat, kalau it's better to not cry at your workplace sebab it looks unprofessional. So kalau you rasa macam nak nangis, pergilah toilet lari. You nangis seorang-seorang and then wipe your tears and then come out just smiling. Sebab I pun tak tahu, kalau once you cry, people will look at you as if you're weak. Dekat workplace ni, you have to put on a face, macam you are a strong person. You have to put on a professional face kan. You cannot be personal dekat workplace. Sebab kalau once you become personal dekat workplace, you dah tak tahu macam mana nak differentiate work and your personal life. Dah tak tahu dah. So my advice is that it's okay to cry. It's okay to not be okay. Wait, that's a K-drama. It's okay to macam rasa macam you're not good enough that day. Tapi do it in private. Okay, jangan buat macam in public dekat depan your co-worker, depan your boss or anything. So yeah, it's okay to cry. Husna, pergilah toilet, cry.
Takut.
Lepas dah cry tu nanti hari keesokan kita kena okey balik lah kan. Tak boleh emosi sepanjang hari.
Betul.
I need to be a strong woman.
and a strong man. Sebab lelaki pun boleh nangis juga.
Okay. Lelaki boleh nangis juga.
Okay, next dari Farhan. Saya pernah kerja di Sarawak as subcon under one of largest and longest highway at Sarawak. I have experienced language barrier with the Sarawakian. What is your advice for us to work at Sarawak?
Ooh, I think I know the company. Thank you for the question. Tapi I rasa macam if you're in Sarawak, we still speak Bahasa. So yeah, there is not much language barrier, but I don't know lah because kalau you kerja dengan what ethnic lah. Sebab kadang-kadang ada ethnic, they don't know how to speak Bahasa, but then again, semua the people that I've met semua tahu macam mana cakap bahasa, tahu cakap English. Kat Sarawak ni our main language is either Sarawak or English. So we're very those are two of the very common languages that we use. So I pun tak tahu macam mana nak give advice for this question. I'm sorry, Fahan.
Okay, from Aiman Halim, a question from Mr. Sabrina. What are your hopes for the future of women in engineering?
Yeah, I think I answered this question tadi. My hope is for to see one day lah dekat top management we have more women. Okay.
Ada soalan lagi ke dekat live YouTube? Okay, so soalan dekat YouTube dah tak ada. Thank you so much Sabrina for answering the questions. So maybe the last one, maybe you can give some advice that we might be used for our future or for future females. For maybe the young woman want to take the nak ambil engineering course. So apa advice Sabrina untuk terakhir, session yang terakhir?
Sorry, my line. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Advice Sabrina, macam nasihat Sabrina untuk semua orang, macam untuk kita orang nanti nak keluar, nak untuk tempuhi segala macam dalam bidang kejuruteraan.
Okay, my advice is girls are just as capable as boys when it comes to science subject. Okay, and girls can also achieve well in exams. So never underestimate yourself. Kalau you ada self-esteem issue or anything, please work on that and slowly learn to love yourself. Learn to know that you are so much better than what you think of yourself. So yang ni semua very corny punya advice, but it works. I always think positive thoughts when it comes to myself. I always feel like, oh yes, I'm great today. When I wake up in the morning, I'm always like, yeah, today is going to be a great day for me. I am going to go to work. I'm going to settle all my work for today, and I'm going to excel and I'm going to do great things. So I always try to work on my self-esteem. Sebab my self-esteem pun super low. Tapi each day I try to improvise. So my advice is, improvise, love yourself.
Okay, thank you Sabrina. So dengan berakhirnya soalan dari penonton dan juga nasihat daripada Sabrina tadi, maka berakhirlah program kita pada malam ini. Semoga segala input dan info dari program ini dapat membantu membuka minda masyarakat amnya serta mahasiswi khususnya. Jutaan terima kasih diucapkan kepada Puan Sabrina Hayas atas perkongsian yang penuh manfaat sebentar tadi. Dan jutaan terima kasih juga diucapkan kepada penonton yang sudi menyerikan program pada malam ini. Semoga kita berjumpa lagi di lain hari dan waktu. Diminta pelajar sekalian boleh mengimbas QR code e-activity dan QR code soal selidik program di layar skrin anda. Sebentar lagi.
Excuse me, Sabrina, boleh tanda gambar sesama? Print screen. Oh.
Ada orang nak join lagi? Sabar kejap.
Sekejap By the way, I'm one of your follower TikTok and Instagram. I like you so much. Your content is so interesting.
Thank you.
You're so pretty.
Because
Hi Nabil. Oh ni lah presiden tu.
Yes, this Nabil.
Okay, relax, kita ambil gambar. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more please. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Puan Sabina.
Thank you, Sabrina. Nice to meet
Thank you,
you.
Sabrina.
UITM